In light of the recent spate of police shootings, law enforcement agencies across the country are recognizing the need for a new approach to policing, or in some cases, an old school approach, harkening back to the beat cop of bygone days. Now, Oklahoma City Police say a grant-funded program is changing how officers and Black citizens view each other.
The patrol car may be one of the best things that ever happened to policing, but it also may be one of the worst.
Because it put a barrier between us and the rest of the world.
For that reason, some officers in Oklahoma City's Spring Lake Division are parking their cars and heading out into these majority Black neighborhoods the old-fashioned way, on foot.
They get out, they walk down the street, they knock on the doors, they talk to the kids out on the street. They, if somebody invites them in and they end up being in there for 2 or 3 hours. Great, that's fantastic. That's exactly what we want.
The officers come bearing smiles and a survey which asks residents what they want from their police department. Since December, they have visited 9,300 homes.
How you doing, man? Hi. Nice to meet you.
Major Martin's years of patrolling these neighborhoods where many families have lived for generations helped him understand that to effectively fight crime here, police must get the citizens on their team.
By getting them involved, letting them know that they have a voice, they're empowered. We can't do it without them. And any officer out here that tells you that we don't need the community's opinion, their feedback, their help, they're in the wrong profession, because we can't do it without them. Because ideally, that's who we're here to serve. And second, we are members of the community. It's not us and them, it's just us.
The effort, which began late last year, is funded by a SAFE grant from the Oklahoma Attorney General. Officers work these shifts on overtime, paid for by the grant, so they won't have to dash off to a call in the middle of an interaction with the public. It gives them time to hang out with the kids, like these at Sooner Haven, which in the past has been a place where everybody tended to scatter when police pull up. Now the kids gather, and some know the officers by name.
Can I get a Ackerman?
What's up, buddy? How you doing?
Can I get a Frisbee?
The trust of the adults may be a bit harder to gain. Some seem amenable to the new approach.
Issues in their area or anything that they like to see the police department doing in their area.
No, you all are cooler than cool. I see it.
But skepticism runs deep here. We know of at least one elderly resident who pretended not to be at home to avoid speaking to police who knocked on her door. And when officers approach resident Stephanie Richardson, she is simply having none of it.
I'm not going to call you because you're just going to take them babies and you're going to throw away the key and you're going to put them in cells that they can't even flush the toilet.
Well, I think that's an old school version of it, though.
Actually, we do care.
She tells us later her first instinct was to mistrust the effort entirely.
Set up. Don't talk to them. It ain't about you. They want to know who's in your house, what's in your house, and which warrant can they serve which day. It's a setup.
But eventually, this retired drug and alcohol counselor grows to believe at least these officers are sincere.
The people that are walking the streets, they may have a true intention, heart's desire to make things change, but the program, the wheels, it's not going to change anything that matters. It's just something to say we did it.
But Major Martin says his division is already seeing change. Citizen complaints, he says, are down. Comments and visits to the station are up, and residents are asking him when they'll get a visit from officers.
I don't ever remember a time when people said, hey, when is the police going to come knock on my door? I mean, it's just kind of, to me, it's kind of, it's kind of uplifting, heartwarming to me.
The state budget crisis may endanger future funding for this project, but Major Martin says by using the money judiciously, they can stretch it for another year.
You can see how the program is being received by the community, plus a look at how the city of Tulsa has avoided the post-shooting violence that has plagued other U.S. cities in the last year in Keeping the Peace, Thursday night at 7 here on OETA.